What up, fam? Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly. NFL talk. Giddy up a week away.
Let's go. This ain't the fuck like this game he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's cold. Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make 'em Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal. We'll see him in about 15 minutes. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Go check him out. He's our doc. Make 'em yours. Tom Arnone, Nick DelGozzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, the family out there. Welcome in. This is season. Football's right here. Thursday night, we get our first, well, we're getting taste right now in college football, obviously, but our first taste of the NFL, not the preseason, not giving me 16 for 17 against Jets players and a game-winning drive in a practice, right? We're talking about the real games now. Real games start Thursday. Eagles play Sunday. Man, if it doesn't get you jacked up, the NFL season, no matter how your team is, then you need to check your pulse, right? Or get out of our huddle. Get out of our huddle then. Get out of our huddle if you're not a little 6 to midnight on what's around the corner, okay? Because it's exciting times. Exciting times.
Everybody's undefeated.
What?
Everybody's undefeated.
Oh, yeah. Everybody has a chance.
Everybody's undefeated.
We're undefeated in Crumbs weeks too. Phillies struggle with the Marlins again. Again, losing 2 out of 3 to Miami. Getting one today, luckily. Thank God they did. But it's the same old story. And when you talk about a baseball team, and we're going to talk about it later, but when you talk about a baseball team, to prove to me you're different, this is a statement series to me. You get prove to me you're a different baseball team. Somebody prove to me. All right? I know you play good baseball going in, but you can't. 2 or 3 has to be done. It has to be done. Has to. Or you're the same team that I've watched for the last 2 years in September. I need somebody to change that. Somebody, maybe one of my $100 million players. Somebody change the culture when you go down there and they beat your doors off all the time. Maybe the catcher they traded for. Maybe the catcher. Maybe him he'll lose a baseball there. Somebody. But whatever. We'll talk about the Phillies. It's upsetting. It's just upsetting. Dr. Paul Vidal will be live talking about concussions, signs. We know a lot of kids are going to play fall sports, right? And he'll sort of tell you some things that you can look out for, etc. So we'll let the doc talk about all that. Eagles season predictions and NFL predictions is the main topics at hand. And it all ties into our poll question brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D, 25% off at checkout. That's bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D, 25% off at checkout. Got the clarity and focus. It's the best. Got so many options for you. Go check them out. Use the promo code. Our poll question for tonight's show. The Eagles will win over 6.5 games this season. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, review, do all the things. 5-star it. You know, everything. Everything you can do. You want to be great? You want to be great in life? It starts right now. Fuck with an algorithm. Pound the like. Hit a subscribe button one time. Join the conversation. Comment in. You know us. We get to everybody. We get to everybody. You guys know where I stand. I mean, I'm full agreement. I'm Kool-Aid up, and this is Vegas's line, and I say you pound it. You pound this line of the over. To me, I pound the over. Hey, you guys all listen. Everybody's going to look back at this, and I can't wait for the clips to be pulled. Right? Because a blind squirrel finds nuts. Blind squirrels find nuts sometimes, and I'm a blind squirrel finding my nut. So let me find my nut because this team's winning this division.
Right.
Team's winning this division. It's over. Pound the over. Agree. And I would even put money on them to win the division too. And you can thank me later. All right. I ain't Money Pop Podcast, Nate Moss, or Willie Vegas, but I'm stamping this one. I feel good. Now watch everybody.
I applaud you. And you know what? I agree because I've been saying 7 and 10. So technically, I do agree to win over 6.5 games. I do think that we will. I know Vegas is 6.5, right? I think they're going to win 7 games. They could maybe win 8. I don't think they're going to win more than 8. I mean, but hey, lightning in a bottle talk, Tom. I'm with you. I'm hoping.
Watch.
I'm optimistic. We're undefeated.
Just watch. This is the better defense than last year. This is a better offense because you can only go up from where your offense was last year.
I think it's about the lines. I think if the lines play well, they'll be pretty good.
All right. We'll talk
both lines
later. So you agree going over. I obviously agree. Where do you two stand?
Disagree. I was right around Wilson, 7 and 10, but 6 and 11. 6 and 11. I mean, it's tough schedule. It can go either way, though. I mean, I'm not, surely as confident as you, and I don't dare call you a homer because you justify your sacks. So it's not just, hey, this guy's got green glasses on. You know what I mean? Like you've come.
I lost some glasses, by the way.
You come with your argument.
He'll find them.
You didn't just bark. You haven't been just barking out numbers and with your little red rocket out. You know what I mean? You come back with facts. And or I don't want to say facts, but you're backing up your argument. Hey, listen, I like you like what Howie did in the last couple months, and you feel like they got better. So, who am I to call you an idiot? You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? This is like I said, it's one of those. It's a tough schedule. Having looked at it initially, and I know things can go either way. I got them at like 6 and 11. You know what I mean? With a rough like 1 and 7 start. Now that could easily turn into 3 and 4, and then you get yourself to a 9 burger. You know what I mean? Maybe you end up in a 9 and 8 burger. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or like you said, lightning in a bottle. You're playing well. You're staying healthy. So but my initial thoughts were 6 and 11, and as is, so I'm going to disagree.
All right, so 2-1, Greg.
Yeah, I'm also to disagree. I have him at 6 wins. I don't even know. I still
Dynamite
don't.
dropping.
Obviously, we don't trust Jalen from the pocket, right? We know what Jalen can do outside the pocket. We know what he can do with his legs. We know what he can, we know what the playmaker that he can be, but we don't know the playmaker he can be in the pocket. And that's going to be it, right? And then you factor in a rookie head coach, right? Who we're all a fan of, but he's still a rookie, right? And they go, yeah, right. Is he going to go play rock, paper, scissors to figure out who's going to kick off, right? Or we'll take the ball, rock, paper, scissors, let's go, right? But I kind of like that, and I like Sirianni. It's still a rookie head coach in his first year, and there's going to be those ebbs and flows of the season. It is a tough start. I have him at 6 wins.
Okay, yeah. I mean, plenty of people probably heard it, but my thought process is 3 months ago I was out. Right, I didn't know. I thought this football team was going to stink. Right, that's just where I was, and then I watched Howie do some things that I actually like. I like 1-year deals in the NFL. Because you're going to get the most out of guys, all right? If guys are healthy, you're going to get most out of them guys because they're trying to get paid, right? So I love 1-year deals, and you signed 4 veterans on this defense, so 1-year deals. I like that. And not just 4 veterans. I think 4 impactful players defensively that you needed, and there were holes on this football team that we all knew about. 3 months ago, I didn't think Zach Ertz was coming back. I mean, I actually thought there was a chance, but realistically, I didn't thought the relationship could have been done. Right? We all sort of thought that. Okay, he's back. That's a weapon offensively. DeVonta Smith. I didn't know who they were going to draft. Right at that time, before the draft, I had no idea. Or 4 months ago, whatever long it was now, right? Everything runs together. But you guys know what I'm saying. So I didn't know. You went and got one of my top 3 guys in the whole draft, right? And in a position in need, too. A big-time position in need. So I look at what they've done, and I look at this offensive line, and I say to myself, okay, if you can be healthy, and I know that's a cop-out. People say, oh, well, they're not healthy, Tom, then everything's off the table if a team's not healthy in the National Football League. I mean, that's just common sense. You base everything off of, hey, can I get majority of health for most of the season? Majority. Guys are going to get hurt. That's just factual, right? But can it not be season enders, right? Can it not be some of those things? That's what you look for in your key players. So based off of this front offense, this offensive line, and this defensive line, and that's where you win at. And I argue with anybody in the NFC that I think they're the best 2 fronts in the NFC right now. I think Washington is right there, obviously. I know about all the first-round picks. I get it, all right? They're talented as all hell, but so is this front. And this front's deep, too, because you got 2 pass rushers that are sitting behind starters in Sweat and Kerrigan, right? That's exciting to me. This team led the NFL, second in the NFL in sacks last year, and they played always from behind. Imagine if they could play for a lead one time. So I look at those things where, like, I'm not trying to just drink the Kool-Aid. I'm looking at a shit division. You put me in any other division that's got talent, I tell you, they win 4 or 5 games. They're not good enough. This division allows you to, for all 4 of these teams to legitimately have a conversation on their podcast. Washington's doing a podcast. Everybody's doing podcasts, right? They can say, hey, this team can win a division. There's only one team that realistically you shouldn't be having that conversation for, and that's the New York Football Giants, because we know their quarterback stinks. We know it. Now, can he prove people wrong? Maybe. Sure. That's all around sports. Maybe he does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they got, like I said, there's probably like 4 question mark areas for the Eagles that if they go in a positive direction, then that can, it might be, that's when you're talking about getting to the win total you're talking about. You know what I mean? So there's still a question mark at quarterback in my eyes. Some people think he's the next coming. Okay, that's all them. There's question marks there. There's question marks at wide receiver. There's question marks, at the left tackle position and on the backside, cornerback. I don't want to say cornerback. I know they signed the guy, but there's still question marks there. You know what I mean? There's not much depth back to at the cornerback position. So to me, there's four areas that if they go in a positive direction. I know a lot of teams can say that. You know what I mean? You say, hey, if my my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. But it's but those biggest areas I feel for the Eagles, if you get them all, if you get 1 or 2 to overachieve, then you can grab a couple games. If you get all 4 to absolutely stay healthy and overachieve in those question mark areas that I just alluded to, then maybe you get to the 10-11 mark like you're talking about, and maybe you're not as crazy. You know what I mean?
I'm in everything going right now.
As people think you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in every in this conversation. I'm in everything going right guy.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, well,
I need Slay and Nelson to be healthy. Well, no, I need Slay and Nelson to be healthy. Certain position groups, I can't afford to lose guys. My secondary being one of them. Right? I need Eric Wilson to be healthy. I need him to be healthy. And I need my front to be healthy on both sides of the football. I can deal with a couple weak injuries here and there. I can't. Like I said, I can't deal with season enders that put me in a bind. Now, the elephant in the room is Jalen Hurts. It's the biggest elephant in the room. But the amount of skill position players around him, I almost feel like for early on, with his ability to run around and everything, you can be successful right away in this league. You can. And then teams figure you out, and then you got to make an adjustment to be able to throw enough from the pocket. He still has to throw enough from the pocket. But I think they're going to make plays offensively because I think they're going to commit to the run. I do. And with his ability to run and RPOs and all that fucking crazy shit you can pull out right away on teams, right? You can have an explosive offense for a year, say, and then you got to get better in certain areas. You can get away with it. I think this offense is going to be explosive. And one being, I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft that's going to be impactful right away because he's a great route runner. They got a relationship that I got to buy into a little bit. Jalen Reagor, I think, stinks. You got to prove me wrong. Quez Watkins, I like him as a guy who can go to the house at any given time type guy, right? But I got question marks. Greg Ward, I like because he's consistent. I still have question marks wide receiver wise outside DeVonta Smith. That's why Ertz coming back is so important,
Yeah,
right? So
my question to you there would be, I mean, I like DeVonta Smith moving forward, but how much are you really expecting out of a rookie?
a lot.
I mean, that's too much.
Well, then
History
put your
tells
pants.
us history tells us that doesn't happen. It happens very, very, very rarely.
History just told me last year it happens.
Okay, with one guy,
2.
Justin Jefferson.
No,
right?
I can make case Jerry Jeudy had a great year and CeeDee Lamb had a damn good year. I can make case for all them guys.
Yeah, but they didn't have. Get
into the times, Brian. Get into the times. I got to play
less than 1,000 yards.
We're living in 2014.
You just said we have a guy in DeVonta Smith, and you said Jerry Jeudy had a good year. So if he has 800 yards, you're fine with our best receiver having 800 yards. That ain't good enough. Get with the times.
Jerry Jeudy missed time.
Get with the times.
No. You're gonna bring that argument. Please announce to the people that Jerry Jeudy.
I'm just saying that ain't good enough.
Well, Jerry Jeudy, how many games did Jerry Jeudy miss?
I don't care. I'm saying 800
well,
yards.
I'm saying DeVonta's not gonna miss that.
Said he had a good fucking year.
I'm telling you, the two guys.
You can't keep changing your shit up. You said he had a good year.
There's 3 guys that had good years.
800 yards.
Was there 3 wide receivers that had good years last year?
Do you think DeVonta Smith's got 1,000 yards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll see.
He's always open, Brian.
Okay.
The quarterback giving the ball is a different story.
He's got him in Canton already. Well, so you got to remember this. He's got him in Canton already.
I'm well aware, Greg. I mean, I can already see him laying on the ground hurt. I can just see it.
It's coming soon. Coming soon to a link near you. We're gonna have like 22 guys hurt. All our stars are gonna be hurt.
He already missed half a training camp too.
Precautionary.
He weighs 160 pounds. I do like the kid. I think he runs great routes, and I do agree that I think he's going to be a player. I just don't think he's going to be a player right off the bat.
Preaching.
I think it's going to be tough to be a player off the bat. That's all.
Especially,
I'll say that.
Especially with the guy throwing him the football.
Yeah, and the fact that you weigh 170 pounds.
Now you're going to do that.
I mean, he does. He's top.
Well, okay. How much did Marvin weigh? How much did Marvin weigh when he came out of school?
Probably same.
Okay, so slow it down. Pump your brakes.
You're talking first ballot Hall of Famer versus a kid that's never caught a ball in the league.
He's going right where he's going.
That's what we're saying, though.
He's going to the same spot, though. He's going to the same spot.
We got the mold already done. They did the mold when he got drafted.
Okay. Listen, I love your optimism. I'm not there.
When he got the cast for the thumb in the national championship game, they just made the mold of the face for Canton already.
This is for Canton.
Listen, if it's my favorite player in the draft, then why should I not be that high on him?
I agree.
If it's a guy I yelled for months, like I yelled for him for months. So I don't know what else to say. That's my guy.
I know it's your guy. I'm with you.
Yeah, don't jump out of the boat now. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, if we're saying he's the only thing,
manager, you might as well keep campaigning. And like, listen, dude's a special talent. I mean, it's a rare breed to win the Heisman Trophy. You know what I mean? So, especially at the wide receiver position. So, fucking, tip of the cap to him. Like I said,
could be Desmond Howard.
I'm worried about.
Stop it, Desmond Howard. One trick Tony Desmond Howard. Stop. I like that, but stop.
I'm sorry, I'm going to do that.
I worry about his frame. That's all. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put the voice on him or doubt him. You know what I mean? I hope he fucking has a glorious career. He's a nice. He's a good kid. He's a hard worker. Like you said, great route runner. And he just dude's tiny. He's just. I feel like there's nothing to him. So, we'll see how that holds up.
You got to run, but he's got to be able to. That's the thing. I mean, when you've been that small your whole life. I mean, you sort of learn how to take the hits. You learn how to avoid some of the hits.
Yep.
And can you avoid it at this level? And that's going to be. We're going to find.
That's the key. Avoid the hits.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like when the corner's jock strap is laying somewhere else on 90% of the routes you run, I think you're going to avoid some hit.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the NFL. I understand it's the SEC is the junior NFL. I get that, what I mean. But this is the NFL. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm not saying it's not going to translate. I'm not saying he doesn't have the ability to do it. It's just it's different. You know what I mean? As much as everybody wants to think that it's not, and it's some just almighty on its own planet, and it probably is in the college football. I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy that's a complete hater. I mean, I got no time for the the double-fisted blowing of the league. You know what I mean? Because half the league fucking stinks, right? I got news for you.
I double fist a couple teams.
I know you do, but I'm not just
well, no, just say my name. I feel like you're skating by.
There's other guys that do shows. There's other guys.
Say my name. Say my name.
There's other guys that do shows. They get the snow cones out. They get the finish. They get the game of the tip. They get a game of just the tip. You know what I mean? When half the league sucks, I got no time for that. You know what I mean? Now I understand superior athletes, bigger, faster, stronger. Yay! You know what I mean? Half of them fucking suck. Oh, sorry, Doc.
I feel like
you get an F-bomb on your way in.
I feel like the defenses sweeps are all pretty good. It's like to me, I totally agree with you. It's like, how hard is quarterback to play when there's like 12 that are good at it, and nobody else can play the position? You put these other guys in there, backups, like they can't find anybody else. But this guy looks like he's never played football before in his life. He's scared shitless out there. Who was the dude from? Oh my God, the one guy a couple years back, maybe Buffalo before they got Josh Allen. Forget who it was, but it was glorious. He was terrible.
Nathan Peterman,
yes, terrible, just terrible.
John Gruden.
They pay this guy money.
John Gruden still has Nathan Peterman on his roster.
That's spectacular.
I think he's played 8 preseason quarters. Like Raiders fans are saying, like, okay, I think
someone still pays that guy money.
Yeah.
That's how tough the quarterback position is. If you looked at what he has on video of his career, how can anyone justify paying him money?
I don't know. Well, listen, welcome in our doc. Make him yours, Dr. Paul.
What's up, Doc?
Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Doc, what's happening?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? How's the summer?
What's up, Doc?
Good, Doc. How are you?
good Doc.
Not happy about that. Good to see you. Not happy about that.
Yeah, summer was fast, man. Summer was fast.
Yeah,
always is. Always is.
Doc's repping the A2D shirt. Love it.
That's right, man.
Go.
That's it.
Work
You got. We're talking about concussions coming up. Well, hopefully not coming up, but a lot of fall sports. Getting back into it. So I know you wanted to touch on that tonight.
Yeah, it's a good time. You know, with not only sports, but with school getting back in, kids just getting together, and obviously with sports. So the fall sports is just a good time to just review things about concussion. Kind of understand what a concussion is, what are the signs and symptoms of concussion, and then what do you do for it, and then if you have one, and if there are symptoms that are still lingering, what do you do to get yourself better? So it's a nice thing. I'm sure, schools have that education each year and stuff like that. But if not, it's always a good time just to kind of review that stuff and make sure we don't forget about these things. I know we want to get back to normal as much as possible, and that's a good thing, I think. But obviously, concussions is a reality as we get back to sports. We're already seeing an uptick, unfortunately, in the offices of kids getting concussed. So it's good just to bring it back to the forefront.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I don't even like. To me, playing football before a certain age is just not necessary. I would just play flag football, right? Until because if you're a good enough athlete, by the time you're in high school, you'll be good at it. Right, that's how I look at like a sport like that, where it's just, I think you can take hit. You don't know how to take hits yet, per se. Not every kid. There's gonna be kids out there that when you're talking about pee wee football, that have no right being on a football field and they're just literally getting laid out. So it's I think that people should think a little bit more about that side of it. But even baseball and other sports, I mean, everything's contact. So you're always getting contact in every sport in reality.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly a good thing to bring up. I mean, obviously there's people who support and then others that are against, like not having kids play early on. But, I think awareness is key either way because, hopefully as a parent, you're choosing what you think is best for your child and stuff. But, it just whether it's flag football or football in this situation, learning the game, learning the proper technique, good sportsmanship, all that type of stuff. And then just being aware, if something were to happen, what do you do?
Doc, what do they do on the sidelines in a college or NFL game to help diagnose and or determine whether a guy can go back into the game? Like I was watching a college game the other day, and the quarterback from UCF, got laid out.
Oh my gosh!
I thought he was, dead. right? Maybe paralyzed. But then like looked up a couple minutes later and he looked like he was fine. But you know the type of hit he took, he's probably not fine. What type of things do they do on the sideline that allow them to, determine whether someone's good or not?
Sure. I mean, obviously, if something were serious on the field, like let's say they had a loss of consciousness and they were out, I mean, obviously there's something, you can objectively see that, and
sure.
And obviously they have to attend to that person. They have to make sure their neck is good and their airway and all that stuff. I mean, that's like the emergency stuff. But if they're okay there and they get them onto the sidelines, they're going to have them probably sit out a few plays at the very least and go through a neurological, a screen or assessment, looking at eye movements, recall of memory, kind of can they identify where they are, person, time, and place, that type of thing. It's not just a simple, hey, how many fingers I have up type of thing, because that doesn't work. So
4.
And there's, yeah, exactly.
1990s. That's how it works.
Yeah, man, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Some
it. So,
and fingers. Hey, it's
that's right. See, that's made all the difference, man. I know the NFL has them. I don't watch a whole bunch of college football, so I'm not sure if they have a tent, a tent they go into. But inside that tent, they're going through that type of stuff. There's emerging evidence or research that would show they could do like these saliva tests and stuff that would pick up like biomarkers. But I think that's more of honestly, it's more of on a research thing. But where if these biomarkers were present in your saliva or in maybe a finger prick, like almost like you do it like a diabetic finger prick, if those things were present, that it would indicate that those things wouldn't be present unless you had a concussion, and that would be a very objective measure.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that makes the whole process run a lot smoother.
Yeah. So last time I read up that was just over a little bit over a year ago. So that I have to brush up on that a bit, because I'm not sure what the most latest thing is. But I think if those were being readily used, we would have heard it by now. But that would be cool because it takes the guesswork out, right? But otherwise, most of the athletes, if not all, especially even at the college and high school level, they go through preseason baseline testing of certain things. Balance assessment, eye assessment, and then they take this thing called an impact test, which is probably the most common, what they call neurocognitive test. But you can't do that test on the sideline. That's a test you do a couple of days later to see where they are. But on the field assessment, they're looking at some of these quick neurological screens and balance tests to get a sense. And the scary thing is, like that quarterback, I didn't see the play. He might have got rung up really hard, and sometimes Yeah. So sometimes the signs and symptoms of concussion are delayed, so you might feel fine and then you have a delayed onset of symptoms either later in that game or the next day or that night. So, it's almost like if you suspect a concussion happened just by simple mechanism, then, it's kind of like when in doubt, like take them out. But then, it runs that fine line of, man, every play can be pretty hard. And then what, does everybody have a suspected concussion? There's that balance, right?
Yeah.
If you take everybody out, then you don't have a game to play. So, it's not a perfect system, but.
Doc, what causes the symptoms to linger like for long periods of time? I mean, I know there might not be any exact, I'm sure everybody has an individual case, like one of our 11U players, got a concussion like 2 months ago, on a play at the plate, and he's still dealing with it now in fall ball, like headaches and stuff, you feel terrible for him and you wonder, when the worm might turn, if at all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, man. I mean, first of all, every concussion is different, even in the same person. If you had one concussion, your next concussion can be completely different and affect you differently. You might actually recover symptomatically from the second concussion faster than the first one. So, but why do symptoms linger? I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. It could be history of concussion. It could be the presence of like you have a history of migraine or ADHD or some learning disabilities that are thought to be what we call concussion modifiers. So if you take two people with the same injury, but that one person has the concussion modifiers, they might take longer to heal because of those things. But it could also be something as the initial treatment for them or the identification of the concussion was delayed, or they didn't report their symptoms because they don't want to be taken out of the game. There's so many issues for that. They don't want to let their team down, that type of thing, but they're feeling it because, it's not like you broke your arm, right? Or broke your leg. Something as gruesome as like Joe Theismann, right? Something like that. The leg was broken. When you get
Joe,
a concussion,
back out, Joe. You're out. You're out of the game, Joe.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, you can't walk that off, man. What's wrong with you? But
Rub some dirt on it, Joe.
yeah, but you can't see the symptoms of concussion, or you can't feel what that person's feeling. And we're talking more, athletes here, but this can happen in anybody. It can happen like the older adult who falls in the closet at home, or you're riding a bike or you're at the playground. So the point is, like, it's kind of an invisible thing. And sometimes the symptoms, obviously the symptoms are invisible. There are some obvious signs that someone who's third party to it might see, like the loss of balance or their loss of consciousness, or they're slurring their words or things like that. I mean, those are signs, but the symptoms can be quite hidden. And sometimes the individual actually continues to hide them because they don't want other things to happen, like being taken out of the game or things like that. So
yeah, it's crazy because some people deal with the issues the rest of their lives, right? I mean, so it's tough, and that can happen after one, right, Doc? I mean, it doesn't have to be multiple because everybody's different. So I mean, somebody get concussion one time and they get headaches and all that stuff can continue, right? It's
Justin Morneau.
Justin,
never top of my head, you know what I mean? Like, he was never really the same, buddy. You know what I mean?
Never the same.
It was crazy.
So, that speaks to a couple things. Like, so when we have a concussion, obviously the brain is injured, right? But there's a lot of secondary issues that could happen, especially those who have lingering symptoms. You can have visual issues, or what they call ocular issues, and that's because the vision centers of the brain get disrupted. Okay, when the mechanical force of the concussion causes shearing and twisting and bending of nervous tissue and nerve tracts that are that maybe stem from the brain and lead to other end organs like the eyes, and that can affect how like the visual system functions. So the concussion itself, like all that swelling, could be improved and recovered, but you still have lingering issues because you have damage to secondary areas. You could have neck issues, and you can have headaches that stem from the neck. Okay. You can have, headache, things from your neck that go into the arms because, the concussion is also like a whiplash mechanism. And that brings up a good point. You don't have to hit your head to have a concussion, right? It could just be you could be blocked into your shoulder to shoulder. Your head never gets hit, but the force gets the head to move around like in a car accident. And you can get that same shearing of the brain tissue.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I think with Morneau, it had to do with like he just constantly kept getting headaches. I think like really bad.
Yeah, it was. I just worried about it a couple weeks back when I was in Florida because I put I made a typical dad mistake. I put Cass in his one chair, turned around to get something, and he's moving. He likes to move around, and he came forward and off of like the bean. It's like a beanbag type chair, but off of it. And hit right here like didn't hit his head, but his mouth. And I'm like, well, I almost feel like I got to keep him. After I took him to the doctor, I'm like, I almost feel like I got to keep him up for like try to keep him up for like 10 hours. Because what do you do with a baby? There's no way of me knowing if he has a concussion or not. He's a baby. So I'm like, I just feel like because I remember my mom saying, well, he only hit his lip, and I said, well, why do you think you wear a mouth guard?
Well, it's interesting thing about babies because
old school thought. He didn't hit his head.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. Just rub it off,
Yeah.
But things with babies. That's right. Yeah, toughen them up, man. Suck it up. But babies is interesting because obviously they can't tell us. But if they're not doing normal baby things, then there's a problem. If they're not crying or responding, those type of things. It's almost that easy. It's like, hey, what is my kid not doing and why is he not doing it? Then there's probably an issue, that's a good thing. If they're crying and responding to you, great. Now, if they're nonstop crying, that might be an issue as well. Right. So we have to be careful with that, but obviously you'd rather have see your kid doing normal things if they're moving around, crawling, that type of stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Doc,
makes sense,
on just some Eagles talk, our poll was the Eagles will win more than 6.5 games. Agree or disagree? How do you feel about that?
It's funny. I was looking at the schedule. And I was trying to figure that out. And how many they got? 17 games?
Yep.
17.
Yeah. I want to say they're going to go over 500. So, what is that going to make us? 9-8 maybe?
Yeah, either 9 or 8 or 8-9 because there's no 500.
Oh, yeah, over 500.
Yeah,
Over 500. Yeah. I passed school. Over 500.
That's all right. Tony Romo made a similar mistake this week too.
I think we all have through this process.
Yeah, we all forget there's 17 games. Yeah, I got to go at 8-8. Maybe 9-8.
I think it's a great over the pound.
Yeah, I don't know the other teams really, but I haven't really kept up with it too much. I mean, I just followed the Eagles, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the Cowboys are going to be this year. Everyone in the conference. What's the Redskins doing? Because they play each of them twice,
Redskins
right?
should have a good defense.
Really?
I don't know about the Redskins' offense much. I think their defense is going to be strong. I think the Cowboys' offense is going to be strong. Don't know much about their defense. And then the Giants, I think their defense isn't that strong and their quarterback isn't that strong. So I would say that we have a shot. We have a shot. But again, what do we have? We don't know a quarterback really. And we've been hurt for a bunch of years now up front. So if we can stay healthy.
Yeah, it's been a big thing for the last, we've talked about it, like 2 years, right? I mean, we just get these
maybe 4.
Yeah, these rash of injuries that just really, what is going on here? So hopefully, I know they did some wholesale changes with the team, and obviously we have a new head coach, so we'll see, man. I mean, listen, you got to go into each season, on a positive note, with an optimistic, look at, or viewpoint.
That's how I feel, Doc.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why we're
keep our
bumping up
fingers
to
crossed.
10-11 wins. We're over here at 10-11 wins.
There you go.
Starting to have trouble finding a loss. But I think it's funny that a lot of people think we're going to lose. We're going to lose in Atlanta Sunday. I think we might beat them up a little bit because their defense is atrocious. I mean, we know they can maybe score points. I mean, no Julio changes things. Kyle Pitts is a good addition. Calvin Ridley's a good wide receiver, but we know Matt Ryan can throw it around, but defensively they're bad. So I mean that's where you got to get off to. You're going to find out right away. Like if they go lose that game in Atlanta, then that 10-11 wins might be right off the table real quick, real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Next weekend we'll adjust. Next weekend.
I'm sledding after that.
You think they have a short leash on Hurts?
I don't think they should.
I do not know.
No,
I think he's going to play the whole year, barring injury.
Yeah,
I think
they
they
owe it to him. They owe it to themselves too, right? You take him at where you did. You got to figure out if he's the guy or not.
Well, when you not only take him where you did
by bringing, sorry not to cut you off, just by bringing, by renewing the quarterback factory subscription. You're gonna, in 4 or 5 weeks. If there's a struggle bus, people are going to be there's the front page of the Inquirer. There's the whispers. There's the back.
You're not wrong.
There's the rear view mirror because there's t-shirt time and there's fucking beards and it's Halloween time and it's time to get
Minshew mania.
Time to get Minshew faces. You know what I mean? You're going to hear it. You know what I mean? When you got Joe Camel, he's a clipboard guy. You know what I mean? We know Joe. We love Joe. Joe Super Bowl MVP. Listen. But now Joe Camel's clipboard guy. But when you bring in Minshew Mania, he could that could push you if you're not playing well. You know what I mean? And I'm not some Garner supporter. I'm just saying the guy can sling a little bit. He's young enough to sling it.
Yeah, he can. I think he can play. I said it before. I think they are a QB factory. It's ridiculous, but overall, this year with an extra game,
just re-upping.
You never know if your QB room. Is under protocol now, right? So to me, it's good to have 3 guys who can play for a game if need be, right? Then Nathan Peterman, right? Like we were talking about earlier on.
Listen, we're 4 guys. We'll add Doc to the mix. We're 5 guys that love competition. We don't. It doesn't bother us. It just seems to be like in this market or this area, and I'm not putting that on Hurts. He doesn't. He hasn't even got a chance yet. So we'll see. If he takes the heat, but the guy before him didn't like any competition. He just call my number. Let me know when I'm starting, because I can't walk around this place, if I'm not the dude. You know what I mean? Like, so, it just seems like that was a bad idea for him. So can the other dude handle it? And we saw that he had a competition in Alabama, didn't win it, but didn't run though. Didn't tuck his tail and run either. So kudos to him. We love his makeup. You know what I mean? So I think he'll be okay. You know what I mean?
Actually, I forgot about the whole COVID thing, in terms of, if someone has to go out. So, like, actually getting this Minshew guy is probably not a bad idea, because, yeah, man, what happens now, you're down one, now you only have two. So at least you have two guys can potentially get in there if they need to.
Step in for a game. Maybe win your football game, I think it's a no-brainer. And it's a no-brainer because you don't – listen, develop quarterbacks. You got a staff here supposedly that – really prides themselves in development, right? Mm-hmm. And you hear it a lot. And I don't love the rock, paper, scissors comment and some of the quirky things. But at the end of the day, I'll keep saying I'm a big Doug guy. Was a big Doug guy. Everything runs its course, though, right? And that's just the way sports work. Like, guys run their course places, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying he should have been fired, etc. But I like the youth brought in here on the coaching staff side of things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of energy. And I think energy matters, especially in every sport, but definitely in football. And can you coach? Can you lead men? Right? That's the thing. I think this staff, being younger and energetic, I think can play to our favor a little bit too.
Oh my God!
Right away in developing and getting guys better. Because how many draft picks have we missed? And yeah, Howie's the one pulling the trigger on the picks. But how many guys just weren't developed by the staff? Right?
A lot.
And the same thing goes for the Phillies. Right, we talk about the Phillies for years that these guys missing. Well, part of it's on the guys picking, and part of it's on the player development. It's a combo, and the same thing goes in every sport. So, can you develop? Can I get more out of a second round pick in JJ or say a white spy when Nick Sirianni is a wide receivers coach at heart? Can I get Umbrella Boy that makes some plays this year? Can I get Jalen Reagor, who didn't want to finish routes to play at a higher level than what he was? And that's when you're going to find out these guys can coach, because everything you hear in camp is they've done a great job of coaching guys up. So, I think not playing guys in preseason doesn't matter. Doc, I want your opinion, everybody else's opinion on this as well. To me, I don't care about preseason football. If you're getting the reps in at practice and you feel ready to go and you can get out of camp healthy, because everything we talk about throughout mini camp, training camp, preseason games is all I want to hear after everything is I leave with a clean bill of health. Every time a practice is over, etc., because I just want to get the week one healthy. Because if I'm not, then I'm in trouble before the season even starts. So to me, I know it's a guy that hasn't taken a lot of snaps at quarterback. I get that. It's a new staff, but I'm totally okay with the amount of snaps, etc. Like, dude, week one when the lights turn on, we find out if guys can play. I've seen a lot of guys light it up in preseason and stink when it's go time. So thoughts on that, guys?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, you got some youth, in that quarterback room. Obviously, not talk about, talk about those, the other two guys in the accusation of accusation. No, whatever. It's not the right word. Requirement.
Acquisition.
Yes,
acquisition. You were right.
You were right. Close enough.
Close enough. Like to me, and we're all in agreement. We've said it, but we understand how the league is, and how these guys are made. It's a diva position. You know what I mean? But for me, and a coach and trying to win games, it gives them a change of pace if he wanted to use both. You know what I mean? Like, not saying, and I understand we're saying give the reins to the guy. I'm not, cutting Hurts' legs out. I'm just saying it would give you a change of pace if you wanted to use the other guy too. The other guy's not Joe Montana in the pocket, but he's a guy that can throw the ball from the pocket. He can let it rip a little bit, and then he can use his legs and pull it down if he had to. You know what I mean? So gives you, I look at it like it would always give defenses. It would always keep defenses guessing. You know what I mean? Like, the more guys I have that can play, the better my team is. You know what I mean? But it seems like it's a league where it's like, hey, listen, it's not per se a missionary league, but it's mostly like, hey, this guy has to be the starter, and I don't, we're not subbing him. If we make a change, then this guy's, their egos are so fragile that they can never come back from it. You know what I mean? And it's not like we're not saying he's benched. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, this drive, let's try something this drive where it might catch them off guard and we score a touchdown. And it should be always about winning games. And I know that's what they say on paper, and that's what the lip service is. But is it really about that? Like, with these players, like, it's, everybody wants to win the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to win. I get that. To me, a lot of it's lip service. Do you really want to win? Or you just, do you want to play so you can get that, you can get that contract? I know that's the goal. To get paid. I get that, but it should always be, the goal is to be the best teammate. Be the best teammate. Find a way to win, and if you can get paid doing all three of those things.
yeah, I think that's where, like, you see. So Sirianni's coming in new, like, it's like, it's the head coach, so he's got to set the tone, like, and he's got to get the buy-in, man, right? If everyone's all rowing the same direction, like, you're right, like, if Watson has to come in for a few plays to change it up, like, everyone should be on board because, hey, man, that's going to give us a better chance to win, and it's kind of like. It's kind of like that whole, like, why we do things type of thing, and like, if everyone's on it and they want those players are going to be there because they want to be there, right? And if they want to be there, they'll play well, right? And that might, like, and if they're hurting a little bit, sometimes if their mindset's right, they get past that, and the injury sometimes is probably not as bad, or it doesn't affect them as much. Because I think if everyone's on that same page and, like I said, rowing in the same direction, I think you got a good positive thing there.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think I agree with everything. Like, if I got a backup quarterback that can play even at, like, a little bit of a level, right, and my one guy's not going well, like, why not give your team a little spark for 2 quarters, and then the other guy can go start the next game again? It's like, what does it matter? But everybody's so worried about what they're wearing in the presser.
Is why it matters.
Well, because everybody's worried about
it's 2021, and everyone's worried about me and how I look and my mental health. How am I going to deal with my mental health if this guy gets a couple plays over top of me? That's the problem. It's pussification of America. But we won't go there fully. But that's the problem. Because everyone's babied their whole fucking life. They're told how good they are, and everyone gets medals and trophies when they don't earn them. And then they realize when they get to be 18 that everything's not good. Everything's not, rainbows and sunshine. And then the next thing you know, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to fail a lot. You got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And I feel like no one does that shit anymore. It's kind of it's a shame.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And when you're talking about, like, from the sports angle, it should always be about matchups. Like in any of the majors or anything you're doing, it's about the matchups. So, like if you're a closer in baseball, yeah, okay, that might be your spot, right? But if I got a lefty that's lights out and there's 3 lefties coming up in the 9th, why would I use that guy? Like, just because you're the closer? I mean, like, the days of Mariano Rivera are over. Like, so, like, but you have to toe the line there too, because then that guy's like, hey, the 9th inning's mine. What happened? The phone didn't ring. What happened? No, the bottom line is, can we get to the finish line? Can we win that day? That's what it should always be about. Can we win that day? And Wilson's right. He might be around the
too many feelings. Too many feelings, Bob Sweeps.
Hey, the way you put it, you might be around the edges. We love it, but he's 100% right. That's exactly.
I think if you communicate well, as a leader of men, right? If you communicate well and everything's on the table and guys know, prior to stuff, I think you'll get more guys to buy in. I think if you're like, if you're pulling a guy out of nowhere and that's not really your thing, then you're going to get, whoa, what happened here? And feelings get hurt. But I think if you go into it saying, hey, we're not against anything as a football team. If we feel like a guy can bring us a spark for 2 quarters, we're going to do it. If we feel like a guy can give us a spark for a drive, we're going to do it. I mean, why carry 3 positional players if you're not going to use them? I mean, you carry 3 running backs, and they all sort of are going to bring you something a little different. So, same thing there. I mean, the only.
And how about some self-awareness from those guys, though? Like, I mean, I'm more projecting on Carson Wentz this year, but Carson Wentz, like, so worried that he got benched. Like, how about the fact that you played like shit? How about some self-awareness? You played awful. That's why you got benched. They didn't just bench Jalen Hurts. They didn't just bench you to put Jalen Hurts in because they like him more, because you played terrible. Yeah. These facts.
That's it. Like, I had that speech with our 13-year-old guys today. Like, I'm, not comparing the two. It's pro sports and it's youth sports. I get that, but I told those guys, listen, if you're one of the guys that had a horrible weekend and played terrible, it's not the end of the world. but also don't get in the car when mommy and daddy says, hey, everything will be all right, and they want to pet you. Tell them, no, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like I was, take responsibility and accountability for being horseshit, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? And you grow from it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of being force fed that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you learn to fail. Right? When people don't continue to prop you up around you. You know what I mean? Like, the people around you don't have to browbeat you and beat you up all the time, but they also, they can't baby you either. You know what I mean? You're not going to get anything out of that either. So, that's what pro sports has become. But to Tommy's point, communication is the key to everything in life. You know what I mean? Because when you're honest and you're upfront, people can call you an asshole right there. You know what I mean? And you might be an asshole for a day, but when you're a weasel and you're a snake, you can be an asshole for life.
Well said.
I mean, I noticed that the most important thing in the coaching world, period, is just being a good communicator and maybe a great one. Sure. I think you need to be a great one, and not just. And youth sports is different. You got to be a great communicator with parents, players, etc. I get that, but in pro sports, it's about being a good communicator to your guys, and I think you get more guys to buy in. I think Doug early on was a great communicator, and that's why this team had success like it did. And
everybody loves ice cream. Shit.
Oh yeah,
he was definitely a very good leader early on for sure. He got a kind of away from it last year, but everything got away from him last year. But early on, he was a very good leader.
But I think we all should be excited about
2017. You can't keep a team like that together with that many injuries without being a damn good leader.
For sure.
Absolutely.
But we're not gonna. Yeah, I saw somebody say let the best man win, but the job's his.
I mean, the job's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna have to play really bad to get pulled, in my opinion. Like, really bad. Like, I mean, we might have to start 0-5. He might have to be worst quarterback in football.
Yeah. Yep. Like looking lost and looking.
Yeah, like Peterman.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, like Craig alluded to earlier, the spot you were taking and the way this all unfolded with Prima Donna Boy, they can't even, prop himself upright. I mean, without getting hurt, without going to the bathroom. This the opportunity. You got to give this guy an opportunity. You got to give this guy a shot. You know what I mean? Like, that's
absolutely.
And to Wilson's point, unless the ceiling falls in and it's absolutely a train wreck, then you got to make a move as a coach. You're not the Detroit Lions. There's enough talent on this team where, you're not going 0-17. You know what I mean? So you can't sit back and say, hey, we're 0-6. We got to let this kid play around. You know what I mean? Like,
as a coach, you got to save your job at some point.
Yeah.
Can't just lose every game.
Yeah, I just look at it like they're, I just look at it like you did a lot of things to lead up to this point, right? You gave, 2 years ago, you gave your franchise quarterback a boatload of money. Then you went in the second round and drafted a quarterback. And I think if you just drafted that quarterback without that contract being done and no Carson Wentz here, I think you would have got a lot more support from the fan base than you did, obviously. But then you go and you have the two quarterbacks and you call it a QB factory and one struggles big time, and then you're willing to then move him and eat a lot of money. Wow. I mean, I think Greg said it earlier on. You owe this to yourself.
Yeah. The factory's leaking.
Yeah, like you gotta see if he can play. And I honestly think for this year, I'm not gonna talk about long term, but for this year, I think he's gonna play well. I truly do. And I have to think that if I get into 10, 11 wins, right? I gotta think and I'm not saying he's gonna play like a top 10 quarterback. I'm just saying he's gonna make plays. He's going to make plays, and that's running around. And I think the running game is going to be more explosive because of his ability to run around, just like it is in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. I'm not telling you, they're winning playoff games. I'm just telling you that they're getting there.
Yeah, but
that's where I leave it.
And regardless of how it shakes out number-wise, you still got to give the guy 17, barring injury, 17 games, 1 year, 17 games plus the other 4. That gives you a 21 game, body of work to say, hey, listen, we messed up. You know what I mean? Like, this is the hand we were dealt, whatever. And now it's time to move on. You know what I mean? Now it's time to move on. And some people will say, well, 21 games, that seems like a very tiny window. Like, how many do you want to give them? 60? I mean, once again, I alluded to, you're not the Detroit Lions. You're a major market, a team that's won, like 10 to 12 games for a long time here. You know what I mean? For a long time. Not saying recently, but for a long time, and they were winning 10 to 12 games, and we're in contention every year, and we're able to, to hoist it, one time, you know what I mean? So you're not the Cleveland Browns, you're not the Detroit Lions, so 21 games, that's enough to evaluate somebody, at the quarterback position in my eyes,
And especially when you add in the fact that this coaching staff is new from the one that drafted him. So this coaching staff has no ties necessarily to him. So 21 game sample size might be enough for them to say, I want somebody that's closer to what I'm looking for at quarterback in there.
Yeah. And then you have a lot of picks next year. So, I mean, if he doesn't play well, I think that gets addressed real quick.
Yeah.
Right? But I got a feeling he's going to play well. And do you guys think he could play at a top 15 level?
There's not that many good quarterbacks, so I don't see that. That's not far-fetched to me. You know what I mean? Like, some people might disagree, but like, I don't know. I think it's been like that for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, there might be, 8 to 10 guys that I don't even know if you want to use the word elite. There might be 5 or 6 guys that are elite, and then 10 or 12 guys that are really good, and then maybe four guys that are good. And then it's tomato can soup, if you ask me. That's the way, that's the way. Now you got like a lot of those, like now, a lot of guys are young. A lot of guys are young. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of young guys that very well might, prove to be elite. You know what I mean? They were drafted in an elite in elite spots. So can they be elite? I don't know. We'll see. The verdict's still out. They haven't even played yet. You know what I mean? But for me, it's always been like a top 20 league and then at least 12 tomato cans. You know what I mean? And they get paid handsomely for it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind being one of those tomato cans.
Sign me up. Where's the sign up to be a tomato can? I'll take it.
I got him in the 15 to 20. I don't think he cracks the top 15, but I also don't think he's where he's currently ranked right now.
To make the playoffs, Tommy, you might need him right around 15.
Yeah, I mean that's all ties into it, right? Like that's where I think he's got to fall. He's got to fall to be a playoff team.
I think they should. Like you said, I think the best chance for him to have success is if they protect the kid, run the football a lot, play action passes, get him out of the pocket, let him use his legs, things that he's comfortable with, things that he's done, that he did in college well.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the best way to success.
So in order to get there, you'd have to be better than I know you were just asking the question. You'd have to be better than 16 guys. So I'm sure if we asked Steppy, who's our producer, he could throw out all the guys if we forgot anybody. But like we could just go through that, you know what I mean, and see if he can, see if he's. And he hasn't played yet. I know. I'm just saying, see if he can on paper, at least, be better than 16 guys. That would put you at the
Fitzpatrick, Daniel Jones
range. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's, I know a lot of people had him there's people that had him 30th. And
yeah, no, I'm just talking about us. We're not talking about those guys that want to crunch numbers and, put their glasses up, to the top of their nose. You know what I mean? We're just talking about guys that, watch the game and we'll, and we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, can he make enough plays with his legs and can he be accurate enough from the pocket? I don't know. We'll see. But like Will said, he threw 2 guys out. There's 2 guys, 2 guys in the division that you think, one guy's a wily veteran, but you think there's 2 guys that he's better than. You know what I mean?
You would hope that he's better than them. If you want to get to the playoffs, he's gonna have to be better than both of them.
Yeah. But then you go.
The one guy, I don't even know if he's playing either. Like, I mean, I know he's playing, but the one quarterback in the division is like, well, what's the arm?
So you stay in the NFC, then you go to the Saints one, and you got Crab Legs, Matty Ice.
Winston.
Crab Legs, Matty Ice.
Some guy named Brady.
Darnold, Ed.
Sam Darnold and Tom Brady.
Arnold and Brady, yeah, I got you. So,
Maybe only Darnold.
I
I mean, I think Jameis is at this point is better than him.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
I mean, Jameis is gonna put up numbers. He might not win, but he's gonna put up numbers. We don't know what Jalen can do yet.
Tom?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he does.
I think to be at 15, he's going to have to be better than Jameis Winston. I'll say that. I'll put that out there.
Yeah, I think he'll be better than Jameis Winston.
I think Jameis actually has a pretty decent year this year with Sean Payton.
So that's 3. We'll give it to Steppy. I mean, we respect Steppy. We'll give it to him. So that's 3. We'll just say Darnold for argument's sake. So that's 3. What's the next NFC one? The Packers one?
Yeah, you got the Bears. So what? Andy Dalton,
Rodgers, Cousins, and
Goff.
How many of those guys is he better than?
Maybe 2.
Maybe
Dalton.
Dalton might be it.
Red Rockets, so that's 4.
I know that's a maybe, by the way.
Yeah,
I wasn't saying definitely Dalton.
We'll give you that. Maybe, so that's 4. And the last NFC is what? The West, right?
Is the West. So you got Murray, Stafford, Garoppolo, and Wilson.
Only Garoppolo, right? I mean, maybe.
I'd say let's skip past that one. That's 0.
Hey, Jimmy G, that's 5. Now you got to go to the AFC.
So we'll just stay out west. You got the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. So
Bridgewater, Carr, Herbert, and Mahomes.
Definitely better than Mahomes.
So maybe Teddy.
maybe 1. Yeah, maybe better than 1.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah. No,
I mean, that's a good division quarterback right there.
It's looking real like about 24th. Looking about 24th, right into the headlights here.
So what is that? 5 or 6? 6?
6 maybe.
Yeah.
So 3 more divisions in the AFC. Greg, go ahead.
So then you got Titans,
AFC North.
Jags, Colts, Texans. So
Tannehill,
Lawrence, Wentz, and what? Tyrod.
Yeah, it's not Deshaun. So Tyrod.
I mean, I guess 2 if I ball that, but I would take Lawrence over him though.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't say he's over Lawrence.
Everyone in the world would take Lawrence over him.
I would put him over Wentz.
I wouldn't put him over. I wouldn't put him over Wentz.
I just did. So
well, you did.
You're the only one that did.
and I'm a guy who supported Carson the whole time he's here. But the guy gets hurt. He's going to get hurt. It's just what he is at this point.
I love this. A year ago, you'd have been, if we said he gets hurt a year ago, you're like, he's not going to get hurt.
Yeah, it was less than that. Oh my God! Now he's a foster child. All right, so let's give Tommy that one. I guess
we'll give him that one.
He had a good argument.
He needs that one. So we're at 7,
7 or 8 with 2 left.
So we got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Nope.
Baker, Lamar,
0. And I hate Baker.
Burrow,
and Big Ben.
And Ben.
0. And you're going to argue.
AFC East.
I was going to argue Ben because he's 100. But dude can sling.
I was going there.
I know. I'm not saying you're wrong. You know what I mean?
AFC East, Allen,
Tua, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, was Burrow any good last year? I didn't.
He was before he got hurt.
Before he got hurt, he was. Yeah, Doc.
Yeah.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah.
He was playing pretty well. Yeah.
He was.
They weren't playing great because he didn't have a whole lot of talent there. But he was playing pretty well.
So even if we get nails, Big Ben, that's 9, and you want to go 2 in this division, that's 11. So it's not quite 16. You know what I mean? But I was just saying.
Are we giving him Tua considering Tua beat him out in college?
I'm giving Tua. And my closet loaded fucking teal and orange. And
I mean, we can't give Tua when we already know that they literally played together and one guy played.
The symmetry would be funny though of that, then Hurts coming back and being better than Tua as a pro. That would be funny.
You can make the argument that Tua doesn't even have a hip anymore, so maybe.
Yeah, they just had a picture of those 3 guys in Alabama. Mac.
Mac. I've seen that picture.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And all three of them are starting now. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say he's better than Tua. I think he is. What I've seen from Tua isn't exciting to me without the hip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he
Bo
beat
Jackson out the hip.
Jalen out. That should be an eye opener for you.
He didn't beat Jalen out before the hip.
I mean, he did beat Jalen out. Yes, he did.
Not with the hip, though.
That was before the injury.
Pre-hip, Brian. Pre-hip. Lock in.
That was before the injury.
Then he came back and still played again, though.
Yeah,
But he was already gone.
No, I understand that, the hip. But I'm saying Tua was hurt for the one the semifinal game that Hurts played, and then you would think, oh, Hurts won. Maybe they'll let him play in the championship. No, they're like, no, Tua's going to play.
Oh, yeah.
Again, doesn't mean he's better than him, though, now.
Well, I mean, oh.
Okay.
It means the best college coach of all time thinks he's better than him.
Okay. I mean, you're just agenda based now. I mean, now I don't know where you're going with it.
Now I'm agenda based. I'm just throwing it. I agree.
One guy went somewhere else and threw the ball more.
Facts.
When he went to Oklahoma, he threw the ball a little bit more than he threw the ball at Alabama.
And he was older and he threw the ball better. Totally agree. Agree.
In defense of Jalen, I'm not Uncle Jalen here. This is my kid, but he's improved.
Defenses are awesome.
Improved to where he was from Alabama till now. He's improved as a quarterback.
Yeah, and also the fact that Greg could throw for 2,500 in the Big 12 doesn't help your argument.
Yep. In a banana suit.
Coming soon to a TikTok near you.
I got no
that
problem.
might make you famous. Might make you famous.
No problem going offensive guys from the Big 12. I'll just stay away from their defense.
We might have missed on a wide receiver from the Big 12.
I even gave you your
I thought I was going to TCU.
I allowed you to have your arguments. Even with your arguments, I put it at 11. So I mean, it's.
So, but like we're saying though, if he does play better than some of these guys that we think are better than him, that's the success, or that's the recipe for success for us, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'm banking on him being some of the intangibles helping him out. Just in this process. I believe he works hard. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and see if the hard work pays off for him. Sometimes the doubted guy is the best guy. Sometimes. Depends what guy's makeup is. Sometimes the guy that's doubted a little bit turns into the gem. That's what I'm going for here. Tua stinks, and he'll be damn good, and then be like, wow, Wilson, look at Wilson. Thought Nick Saban was never wrong. Okay. I'll circle back to you. And he's gone.
And he's gone.
Just as I was going to defend both of you. Because Tua doesn't stink. Right?
Back then, Tua was better, though.
Tua doesn't stink. Yeah, exactly. I was going to defend both of you. Tua stinks. Didn't stink in college. Wilson's not wrong. Saban's not wrong. Tommy's not wrong now.
Pre-hip, he was a stud. Pre-hip, Tua was a pimp.
I will agree that Tua had a bad last year.
The duct tape hasn't helped him. Let's say, come on, lefty. He's a lefty.
I know.
Little squatty guy that wears high tops. Come on, he had no chance. All right, I know.
I always put the ball.
He was great. I know. The accuracy was great in the SEC. 60-0 against some tomato cans. I understand. Tom McShay told me he's the greatest pass. It's the greatest accuracy you ever seen. I know. 5-yard in. tough to miss 5-yard ins too, Tom. Get off my TV screen.
So, Doc, tell everybody what else you got going on too, and we'll circle back to that. I know we had some fun talking Eagles.
Yeah, that's all good, man.
Special door.
Yeah, man. No, we're just getting back into the swing of things. We actually got a couple things coming up. We're actually doing a Cherry Hill Township's got for the library. They have a 5K coming up September 25th to Saturday. So we'll be out there as one of the sponsors. So if people want to do a 5K, that is September 25th, Saturday. It's over in Croft Farm, and if you're in the Cherry Hill area, and that's a time course. So if anybody's really into it, they time it. It's an official course, that type of thing. So that's pretty cool stuff. So we'll be out there with our stuff, getting information out. And for the seniors, we'll be doing a senior fair coming up in Cherry Hill as well. So lots of good things, man. It's like a new season. Like the school starts like a whole new season. You get pumped up, man. Football's here, all that good stuff. So
absolutely,
we're looking forward to a busy 2020. It was a busy summer, man. Thank God. But the fall is looking to be even busier. So we're ready to rock and roll, man.
25K. Can I use a scooter? 25K. Can I use a scooter, Doc?
No, just a 5K. But yes, can you still use a scooter?
Yeah. 25K. But a 5K, yes. May I use a scooter or a skateboard as well?
I can't stay on the skateboard. I'm more looking for like the cooler with the with the wheels, the motorized cooler. Like, can I cruise in that?
Cooler.
People judge me if I have a beer helmet on.
Yeah.
And I know
straws.
I know it's a good cause. If I wear a beer helmet, will I be judged?
It's a judgment-free zone, man.
Planet Doc.
Even if it's a Gatorade and a vodka bottle.
That's a good mix, man.
Doing a fancy
No.
draft as we're talking here.
Are you?
Yeah,
Whoa,
I forgot to start it.
It's an aggressive move.
Forgot to start it, but they gave me Kamara and Jonathan Taylor to start. And,
There you go.
yeah,
I was gonna say I don't know where you picked, but I'll take that.
What are you in a 5-guy league? That's incredible.
Yeah. And I just drafted Najee Harris and Amari Cooper. So I feel good about it.
You, Lena, and Cass. I mean, that's like part right there. Kamara and Taylor. That's beautiful.
Keep it
And then
going.
backed it up with Harris. Okay.
Yeah. I went Harris and I went Amari Cooper. Oops. And now I'm going to be back up. And Mike Evans Mike Evans is still there. Mike Evans is going to
big cowboy guy.
Mike Evans.
I got 3 running backs and two stud wide receivers.
I don't know what guys are doing.
Somebody, the 2 guys in front of you take offensive linemen.
Is that Jordan Milano off the board?
Jalen Rager?
Probably. I don't know what these guys are doing, but
Taylor Lewan went number
It's a
1.
fumble?
Tommy,
I think he's down, Greg. I think he's down.
Could have used a field goal before the half.
we thank you for coming on with us.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for having me, man.
Doc, always a pleasure, my friend.
Absolutely, Doc. Absolutely.
But there's the link right to services and concussions right there on the bottom, everybody. So put that link in. It's in all our descriptions as well, so you can find it everywhere. And we'll run with this link for the month, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Get people.
Yeah, if you guys check out those videos, man, give us a little like if you want. That'd be great. It's a YouTube video that's kind of in that link. Give us a thumbs up if you can. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay. Listen for 3 minutes too. A little rule of thumb for all our YouTubers out there. Give it like 3 minute listen and then hit the like. That's how you really.
We're not asking for more than the 3 minutes. Maybe 3 minutes to 4 seconds.
I always say, shoot, you can mute me. You know what I mean? Mute me. Just let it run. Let it play. Let it air out.
If you watch all the videos, it guarantees at least 10 wins for the Eagles. So
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Just putting that out there.
We're all about enticing people.
We're gonna have to put a disclaimer on the bottom of this now.
Yeah, Doc,
that's right.
Disclaimer. Doc's lying about the 10 wins. Don't sue us.
Doc's been hanging out with us too long.
Still read them. Still check out the videos.
We're rubbing off on Doc. He took a shot at Tommy on the way out. I love it. Dingbot on the way out.
Hey, listen. I'll be laughing when we win the division. That's all I'm saying, everybody. I'll be here.
And 8-9.
I hope you laugh away.
Fine. I just think Dallas is going to be solid. So I just feel like I got to beat them out somehow. I feel like they're 9-10, so I might have to sneak one more by them. And I don't believe in the shoulder, Doc. I'll leave you with this: there's like a pitcher in baseball. The guy's got a shoulder issue, and it's continuing to linger since 2019 when he came to Lincoln Financial Field and couldn't throw the football. That's worrisome to me if I'm a Dallas fan. Dallas media reporting like it's not a big deal. Any Dallas fan in the chat's going to tell you, oh, they're just making it up to be more than it is. Dude, if you have right shoulder soreness for 2 years, I think we got a problem.
Definitely not good.
That's not good. Yeah.
I'm banking on this.
So,
it's part of me banking.
Yeah, I got you, man. We're here. Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, last thing, I mean, he hasn't been the same, right? I mean, he lit it up how many years ago? And then,
Well, he was great last year until he left his ankle on the field.
Yeah.
But it was a bad injury, so we'll see. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
I would expect him to have a little.
According to Hard Knocks, they had to go in twice to it.
A little time to get back into it, I would expect.
Yeah.
Which, listen, I think the Dallas have a good offense. Okay, they have a lot of weapons. But their defense, I don't know. The defense could be really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you can light up 30 points, but if you get killed you give up 42, it's not good.
And they're
Absolutely.
already missing arguably 1A, 1B, the best offensive lineman outside, him and Tyron Smith this Thursday.
Wow.
Oh, Zach Martin, yeah.
Yeah, Zach Martin's out with COVID, so I mean he's not playing Thursday night, so they're already off to a good start. Where they really rely on that offensive line. So not a good start for the Cowboys. Hate to say it for Dallas. But we're gonna find out. Dak's put up a lot of numbers playing from behind. Right? And I'm not diminishing him. I think Dak's a very good quarterback. But a lot of these numbers are from behind. Let's see them win games. They haven't been in the postseason since 2018. So all Dallas fans, I would slow down because your offensive line's only getting older and getting COVID. And your defense, nobody knows what to make of it. Your interior defensive line stinks. Your linebackers, extremely talented. Your corners, young. We don't know enough about them. Your ends can get to the quarterback. But you went up front. I think they're going to struggle up front defensively. So we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, I hope Dallas is awful. I mean, I just don't think they're going to be. There's just a long touchdown in the Florida State Notre Dame game. Florida State now up 20-17.
Yes, Jeremy, it's almost time. We're going to find out if he's a franchise QB. Yeah, I agree. If you're not rooting for Hurts, then what are you doing if you're an Eagles fan? I mean, you should want him to be the guy.
Absolutely. I mean, we all want him to be good.
Because if he's good, you have a lot of picks next year that you can just continue to build around.
And a lot of money.
I mean, the easiest way to win in this league is with a QB on a rookie deal, because that's when you got all the money to spend elsewhere. Once you got to pay the quarterback, it's usually when your team gets weaker.
Yep. Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more.
Almost feel like I'd like to come in and like spin that as like a new nerd way to win in the NFL. Like, we're just going to take a rookie QB every 3 years. And then when it's time to pay him, we'll just trade him and take another rookie QB. Just keep paying.
I said that a couple weeks ago.
Everywhere else.
Keep resetting it.
I said that a couple weeks ago. Like, you would be a QB factory, then be a QB factory and just continue to roll through rookie quarterbacks
the hardest part of
until you get that one guy that puts you over the top.
Well, the hardest part of doing it.
Roll.
The hardest part of doing it is when you hit the guy that's really good, and like convincing your fan base, hey, we're not keeping him, we're letting him leave after 3 years. That's the hardest part of doing it.
It's like the Florida Marlins
but it
of
seems
football.
like it could be a great.
Exactly,
Doc. Great segue, Doc. I mean, phenomenal segue into the Phillies struggles.
And Florida's had no problems doing that for years too, just getting rid of guys like Miguel Cabrera, Hanley Ramirez, all great players. Josh Beckett, see ya. Stanton.
So Hanley could swing it.
Ooh.
Christian Yelich. Marcelo Zuna. They're always.
Stanton.
Stanton.
Yeah, they're always moving.
Triggered Uncle Sweeps up here. I saw him start itching when you said Ozuna. You started getting the twitch.
Sweeps has figures of Ozuna hitting 212 in his head and going to the Braves and almost winning MVP.
So, guys, we're 2.5 out of both spots, the division and the wild card. It looks like when you're going to look back on this season,
2 out of the wild card, or 2 out of
2.5.
2.5 wild card, 2 division. because Braves are 8 over, we're 4 over, so we're 2 out.
Okay, sorry. Well,
We're also only 1 up on the Mets. Mets are 3 out.
Played a lot of doubleheaders recently. So I think he's going to look back, and you're going to look back at that Arizona series, and obviously, losing 2 or 3 to Miami is unacceptable when you're
Saturday's loss was terrible. Yeah, yesterday's loss was terrible.
But are they getting in?
They could. Got to keep winning games.
Well, yeah, we know they could. They're close enough. Yes.
Yeah, well, they could. I'm just saying. Are they going to get in?
Yeah, we know that.
Everyone's shitty, Greg. So everyone's going to lose games. You just got to win games. I mean, today was. We
just went 1-6 against the Diamondbacks and the Marlins.
We didn't. We just went 4-2. We didn't play the Diamondbacks
the Diamondback series
weeks,
away.
Yeah, that was 4 weeks ago. Diamondback series. Come on, Greg. Let's. We played the Diamondbacks at home 4 times since then. Look, to me,
right, but we still went 0-3 out there. So you're going to come down to 2 series against the worst teams in baseball, and you went 1-6 down the stretch of a pennant race.
We still play them more. I'm right with you, though. You got to be better. I'm just saying it's still right there for a take. It's not like we're done. It's right there. You got to play better. Like we play. It was a kind of a calculated risk that Girardi made today. I wouldn't have done it personally. Not starting Wheeler and pushing him to tomorrow because you had to win today. Can't get swept by by Miami, and they almost did. And I mean, now obviously you won, so it looks like a better move pushing Wheeler to face Woodruff tomorrow. But now, like Tom said, there's a big series coming up.
I think the decision to push had more to do with him now in line to start game 162 versus having to start 161. So it sets it up. He still gets the same amount of starts that he would have gotten had he started today, but it sets him up to start the final game of the year against the Braves if they need it.
Yeah, which is fine. Now it's step up time. So tomorrow is probably the biggest game of the year in my eyes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. In my eyes. You made the move. All right. Brew Crew, rocking and rolling, coming fresh off a grand slam. This is your guy. Not everybody's, but 90% people's aces.
Mm-hmm.
Go do your thing. All right?
Yep.
Talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah, big series against
you're forced to win 2 out of 3 now. I mean, you're forced to win it because of what you did in Miami. Yeah, I mean, you could have got away with losing 2 or 3 if you sweep Miami or at least win 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
My biggest problem is it's the same for now 3 years now. It's the same bad Marlins team that beat you up in September. So in reality, you haven't changed your colors of who you are as a baseball team. To me, I'm looking at the same baseball team. It's like it's Groundhog's Day every year. It's Groundhog's Day, and I don't know what to make.
Another huge walk by Archie yesterday in the 8th. I mean, Archie's been good, so I'm not going to kill him, but we can't be walking people. We can't walk people. We love too many homers as it is.
Yeah,
we can't walk people.
And you might look back at it, like I said, this weekend might have done it, even though you're still in it. Like, everybody alluded to it, 2 games. You're right there.
I mean, Saturday's a terrible one.
This weekend might have done it because the Rockies helped you out until today, right? So you lost chance to gain ground when they're going, it's JV Washington, D.C. time, and now the Phillies got the Brewers, right? So now it could go from 2, you don't want it to, but it can go from 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 in the blink when it could have been tied had you taken care of business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got help from the Rockies, who have been playing well at home. Will's told us that earlier in the week.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they took 3 or 4, but we'll take the split out of Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there's no other way around it. Yes, blowing yesterday's game, and especially they blew it at the end of the game. But yesterday's game is a huge one. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Arizona ones were huge, like Greg mentioned. But those are weeks ago. I'm not going to harp on that at the moment. But yesterday, it's just in the back of my mind. It's just such a huge loss because, again, like you said, you're about to go 5-1 on the trip. You're about to feel really good about yourself. Oh, we said got to go 5-1, and then now 4-2, but it doesn't look good when you blow that game.
Doesn't look good when it's against the team that continues to have your number down the stretch. Yep. That's cost you getting into the postseason for 2 years now, and maybe going on a third. And like Sweep said, you got to make up ground. It's time to make up ground. I mean, Colorado's great at home, so you're expecting that can be that's a split, right? You're almost expecting it because Atlanta's a good baseball team. I mean, I almost feel like you got to go 6-0 in this little run against Washington, Miami. But I would have said, but I was okay with 5-1, right? Because I feel like Marlins always play us tough. They take one from us. Can't take two. Last night was the biggest game of the season, and you come up short again.
Yeah, they definitely need a run, man. I mean, they've done it, right? But they just need to be consistent, man. Like win every series type of thing. You know, you got to lose a game here and there, right? But like, it's maddening, man. It's so maddening when they just lose games they should win.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Win series, especially like you said. Everybody talk about the weak schedule, you know. And I was like, it's baseball though. Like it's the weak schedule doesn't matter to me. I got teams in this weak schedule that own me. I mean, the O's might come in and sweep me.
Take care of business. Yeah.
The O's might come in and sweep me. Who am I? We play down the competition. This is what this baseball team's done all year. They play down the competition. Stupid money is getting exposed.
Keep throwing fucking Matt Moore out there too. Right?
And they took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. So, like you said, baseball's beautiful. It's why we love it. You know, others find it boring, and you know, and whatever. That's their cross to bear. But you know what I mean? It's just you know, it's you know, you're gonna have those days when you don't hit. You know what I mean? And if you kick it around and you leave pitches in the middle of the plate. You know, even average guys are going to do damage. You know what I mean? And that's how you find yourself. You know, you let those teams hang around, and next thing you know, it's the 8th inning, and you're in a 2-0 game. Willie's point from last night. You're in a 2-0 game because you let the Marlins hang around, and bang, they smack you in the face in the bottom of the 8th, and you're like, "What happened? Haven't we just lost?" Well, you know, we had, you know, crazy.
Wow, what a play! What a catch!
Touchy, wow.
What a ball, by the way.
Great ball. Great ball.
Great ball on the outside
Great
shoulder.
ball, Notre Dame. About to take a possible 4-point lead, pending point after touchdown. Great
Florida
ball.
State playing good football, though.
Yeah, well, Florida State's been answering. Every score they've been answering. Been an exciting game so far.
Hey guys, I got to sign off. But
Hey, Doc.
See you,
awesome.
Doc,
Thank
great
you.
talking with you.
Yeah, have a good night, guys. We'll talk soon.
Let's go, Birds.
Yeah, go
You got
Birds.
it.
We'll talk soon.
You got it. Want to know next weekend, man. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, later.
See you,
See you,
Doc.
Doc. That's
See you,
everybody. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. You can go, what's that, Dash Services, Dash Concussion?
Yep.
So go ahead, go check out that. That'll take you right to his YouTube videos. Go give him a thumbs up. You know, go watch it for a couple minutes. Just like you should be giving us a thumbs up right now. And we talked a lot of Eagles early on. Starting next Sunday night, we'll obviously be breaking down everything that happened in the game. So we're going to give you that. We'll have guys. I won't be there till November, but we're going to have guys going live during the game, giving you reactions there. So you'll have that on A2D, taking you through the football game. And then, you know, like I said, I'm going to miss it. I'm upset about it, but I'll see you guys in November. You know what I mean? See you soon. See you soon. Hopefully, my luck, they're going to be fucking terrible, and I'll see you in November, and I'm watching Drek, right? So, like, one time, help a guy out one time. Help a guy out one time. Give me meaningful football in November and December, baby. Please.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
See you later. See you at 8:39.
Of course, with the way our schedule starts too, Tommy. Like, we got to get a couple early because it's
You got to steal something.
It's a tough one.
It's funny. I think Dallas is going to win Thursday night, and then that's going to create people thinking that they're going to the Super Bowl. I just got that feeling that they beat Tampa. Tampa's really good. It's just weird because I just know how the league works sometimes, right? Like they'll beat them, everybody crowns the Cowboys, they lose their next two. Like that's how this league works with them. That's how the league works.
Even without Zach Martin?
I don't know if they win. I'm just.
No, I mean I hear you. I just think
might.
obviously that Zach Martin injury looms large for this week.
Yeah, I
Super
did
Bowl hangover.
Large.
I did say it before the injury.
No, you definitely have. I heard you. So I remember you mentioned it a couple. No, you mentioned it a couple weeks ago.
I don't think he's injured. I think he's got COVID.
Well, yeah, but he's not playing. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I guess he's injured.
dying in their they put him on the reserved COVID list. I thought they said.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. So what do you guys think? Who answered the Phillies if they're going to the postseason? Everybody answer. Everybody circle.
Well, they could.
Yeah,
they could.
I'd say they probably won't, but
they could.
Got a shot. Yeah, they could, Greg. You're right. I think you're making fun of me here, but they could, Greg. Every other team stinks too, Greg. You watching
baseball? Yes.
So what the
no,
fuck
I'm not
are you
watching
talking
baseball.
about? The first thing you said earlier was, I don't know. Don't fucking start with me. They could. Will they? I don't know.
I'm gonna go. I was back on board. I'm gonna go. No, they don't make it though. Part of the reason is the last series of the year is not Atlanta, it's Miami. So we got to face them 3 games to end the year. So we either better be up 4 games, or or we're not getting in because it's not going to be good when we get swept out of Miami. Because we go Braves, Miami to end the year.
Great interception by the captain of the Notre Dame defense just there.
It's his second of the night.
Yes,
Kyle Hamilton.
Yep, probably top 5 pick.
Well, that'll be the Dolphins pick we're getting.
That'll replace Rodney. There you go. Boom.
I say that because Uncle Sweeps is on. Our hero. I think they do, and I have no reason to say that. They haven't had timely hits. They don't get shut down innings after they score. They're starting to do the routine stuff a little bit better because they have better defensive players in. Ronnie's in a lot more. Freddie's in a lot more. They're good defensive guys. So I think they're fielding it a little bit better, but still not, But I say that in Friday night, I think it was they couldn't make a routine play.
Yep.
Brad Miller boots a ball today. So I mean, I say that, and they still have holes defensively. They don't do the little things right. So I mean, all those things being said, we'll say the division is what it is. You're right in it. I think they're going to find their way in somehow. And I have no reason to think that. I just think because
I hope so.
They shouldn't find their way in. They played bad baseball. They've been inconsistent. This has been their whole year of up and downs. I feel like another little run's coming. Hopefully, they need another 6 spot, right, boys? They need another 6 in a row because they have the schedule to do it. That's the thing. They have the schedule to run all 6 in a row, right? Where the Braves got a gauntlet, man. And I know it's baseball, but they got a gauntlet.
I'm looking at I understand that, and you're not wrong. But I'm looking at this week, even though it's at the end of this week would only be September 12th, and there's still still a lot of baseball left. But
go.
I'd say no.
I can't believe I'm cheering for Notre
I
Dame.
would say no just from this week because I'm looking at listen, it's baseball, so who knows how it's going to happen. But Braves got Nats and Marlins. Philly's got Brewers, Rockies. I mean, and I'm not saying the crown and the Rockies, but offensively, coming to Citizens Bank Park, they can lose some balls. You know what I mean? So, you got to slug.
We need to sweep that series.
Yeah, exactly. You got to slug.
We need to sweep that 4 Rocky series. They're fucking terrible on the road. Sweep. We have to.
I understand. I mean, and can you? I don't know, but you're right.
We need to. When the fuck is Eflin coming back?
He had COVID. So.
Is Eflin coming back?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's healthy.
He's not scheduled to start the next.
I don't think he has COVID, Sweeps. I think they just put him on that list.
Oh yeah.
His arm's still not ready.
It wasn't an injury. He was on that list.
Yeah, because they pulled it because they were saying they didn't want to put him back on the IL, but then I think they did put him back on the IL. I think
he's not scheduled to start any of the next 9 or 10 starts.
Wow,
because they already have it worked out, right?
Yeah, you're probably 1,
2, 3, 4,
probably right.
5. Yeah, he's not scheduled any of the next 9. You got Matt Moore going on Friday.
Great. So the Rockies probably beat us Friday.
I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I feel like this week, could easily get to 4 or 5 back. You know what I mean? If you don't.
Oh, what a move!
If you don't go on a Tommy run like you said and find a way, to get this done. I mean, this could turn into a 4 or 5 burger, and doesn't put you completely out of it. It's September 12th, but
it puts you in a spot you don't want to be, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So, and like I said, I love to be wrong. I'm not.
You're right. You got to keep. You can't have a losing week. That's for sure. Got to keep having winning weeks, and hope that the Braves keep losing some games here.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're still pretty tight in the wild card. So hoping the wild card teams lose games. And Milwaukee's one of them. Well, no, they're not one of them teams, but Milwaukee's a good fucking team. Obviously, thank God Corbin Burns through today. We don't see him, but we're going to see Peralta and Woodruff. So
yeah, we got Woodruff, Lauer, and Peralta with Wheeler, Nola, and Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 guys we're throwing that are getting paid a lot of money to throw too, and they got to throw well.
Totally agree.
I mean, they got to throw well, and this lineup's got to hit, and this catcher needs to start hitting ace fucking sap. ASAP. And I know it gets people upset when I say you can shake your head all you fucking want, Greg. He's getting paid a lot of money. They're not bat 255 with fucking 13 home runs. Are we okay?
BCIB?
Right
BCIB?
Are we okay? I mean,
BCIB?
One or the other. You either got bat 280, all right, and have 13 home runs to justify it, or you got to lose fucking baseballs in a small ballpark that you should be losing baseballs in and at least have 20 plus. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. We make excuses for guys. We pamper certain guys in this city that are above criticism. He hasn't
been good enough. He hasn't been good enough this year. That's 100%.
Don't disagree with that at all.
And it's hurting us offensively. He's hurting us. He's hurting his baseball team. When no Reese Hoskins in, he needs to be the other guy. Damn it.
He does.
And now he's going to go on a tear. You know how this goes. So
hopefully.
I love JT. Listen, I love fucking JT. I'm not saying this out of hate. I love JT, but he's got to be better for us. Didi's been horseshit.
Oh, put the foot in the ground.
I mean, Didi's been horseshit too.
Was there a fly in the room? Like what was the head shake? I feel like he agreed and he yelled at him and he agreed. I don't know.
Nah, you just hear it. You just hear it. You know what I mean? Like I just oh my God, he's still on the JT train. Here we go.
I didn't know if he had a tick. I didn't know what was going on with you. You were a bobblehead. I didn't know what you were doing there.
No, but you're absolutely right, Tommy. Like he has had a down year offensively. There's no question about it. You can't sit there and objectively say he's been good enough this year. He hasn't. He hasn't.
We're baseball guys.
And be with them defensively. That's great. I've watched them. I've watched a few pass balls I wasn't happy about. I've also known that nobody steals in this game anymore, so I don't care that you got a rifle. You know what I mean? Almost like that's not affecting the game. It's not affecting the game enough for me. It's not 20 years ago or even 10 where it's like, okay, that's affecting the game.
And when you were arguing that with somebody, a couple weeks ago, you threw out, Chewbacca, and people wanted to fucking bite your head off. Chewbacca's got 40 home runs. Oh, by the way, he may hit 7 in a week, but he's got 40, and he's still a defensive stud. So
he might have 41.
Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He might have homered. I think he homered twice today. I think he homered twice today.
41, and he's a great leader, and he's a defensive stalwart. So, to your point, it doesn't matter if you were the best catcher in baseball. You're not this year. So,
there's no question.
If people,
mush mouth, Greg. Salvi Perez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chewbacca. Stop gargling. The people that and pay attention to what you're watching. That's all we ask for you all the time, people. Listen, you can be fans. You can be you can love people. You can you can have a jersey. You can do this. You can pull a fucking Rob Van Dam and point to your back. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. Just fucking be a realist. You know what I mean? And that's all. Like I said, I
was wearing his jersey. But
I'm saying when
I'm smoking the guy. I wore a jersey. Don't want to fit me, but I wore. I mean, I want to love the guy. You had to sign him. I get that. I sign everybody. You know what I mean? That's how I operate. So I'm not worried about you spending the money. I'm worried about production, especially when other guys are having down years. Didi, nobody expected this horse shit offensively. Nobody expected that. We expected him to lose like 20 homers at 250, 260. He's been fucking atrocious, okay? But I need this other guy to hit. Gene's hit well. Bryce has hit well, right? JT's the missing link to hitting well, right? Yeah, Gene's always going to hit. We crush Odubel plenty. He's hit. There's guys who out. I said to Greg earlier, the fact that Odubel Herrera is having a better offensive year than my catcher is a fucking joke because this guy wasn't supposed to be on the team. Wasn't supposed to be on the team. became necessity that he's up here. Shouldn't even be here. And he's having a better year. He's played 35 less games than him. Come on. And I hate all his antics and the extra shit. But he's bad. That's a problem. That's an issue.
You don't lie to the people. You don't. And I love the rant, but you don't hate the antics. It's okay.
I don't care about any of these guys' antics anymore. At the major league level, I just don't care. They're all 90% of them are bat flipping. He just bat flips fly balls. But I don't. My point is, it's not about a double. It's about a guy who wasn't supposed to be on the roster has been more productive and helped this team out more than you have. I mean, they read off a number when he starts. Our record is like they said it the other day on the broadcast, which is crazy. It's crazy. He shouldn't even be on the team. And I know it's one guy, but it's weird. Like when he leads off, we have like I feel like they said like we're 15 games over 500 or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, when he leads off, he does allow that offense to get set up better from a lineup standpoint. You know what I mean? Because then you have Gene in the 2-hole and either Reese or JT. Well, now it's just JT in the 5-hole. Or the 4-hole behind Bryce when he's going good. So yes, to your point, absolutely, he does allow this team to do a little bit more, bunch of more things when he's leading off.
Well, I think how about like JT? You go to Miami, they traded you, right? Blah 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 blah. Like go down there and rake it, baby. Like go down there and lose a couple baseballs. Like shove it up somebody's ass. Like it just bothers me. This team, like we talked about. You're the same team. I say they're going to win it just because whatever, everybody else is disagreeing. So I'll say, okay, they get in the playoffs somehow. But in reality, they're the same group. They're the same group that's failed the last 2 years.
Knock, knock.
And they're right back in it. They're saying,
yeah, she's delivering beers. This is incredible. I'm sorry. I'm such a terrible parent. It's amazing.
Just We got what we asked for out of Bryce, per se, right? I said, hey, if this team wants to compete for the division, he's got to be top 5 in the conversation, right?
Yep.
Which granted, there's not a lot to choose from, but he's top 5 in the conversation, okay? But I don't know. I don't know what to say about him anymore. They're tough to watch sometimes. They're tough to watch. The inconsistencies, the little things, the getting runners in.
It's just bad baseball. I mean, you mentioned it today in our text thread. It's bad baseball, bad fundamentals, and those are the little things that when you're not hitting consistently as a group that you have to do to make it a little easier on yourself. And when you don't do those things, then when you don't hit as a group, it's glaring that when you go down and you lose 2-3 to the bottom feeder Marlins.
Yep, and that's where you're at. Where you're at. That's where we're at.
And Troy, I as much as Greg alludes to it, like when I point out little stuff about his hero, he quickly slaps me in the face, and he's right. That this guy has been carrying him. So I whether he did anything this series or not, he's entitled. Even though you're in a pennant race and you would love to, do something every at bat, he's entitled to an off series. All right, he's had a very, 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 very great season.
Yeah.
And an unbelievable month.
Yeah. And he's right. He didn't do much. I mean, he did homer today, but he didn't do much this series. But no one did.
Yeah.
No one did.
Yes.
Bryce could have gone off this series and we still would have lost because there was no one on in front of him.
Well, I mean, that's where the best catcher in baseball comes in at.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially against a team that traded you. I'll continue to say it,
Oh, another picky?
That's where you go off. That's where you have a freaking series where you're 10 for 15 or something. You just have an unconscious series, and he just hasn't.
Yeah.
He had a double today. Whoop de fucking do.
What are we talking about? That's what makes great teams. Like it's somebody is a different hero every day. You can have a guy that's a carrier. That's great, but there's going to be times when, that guy he's not hitting all the time. It's the most difficult activity to do in all sports, right? Other people will argue that because they just don't understand it or they never done it. You know what I mean? So, it is. It's the hardest thing to do in all sports, right? So, it's to square up a baseball, right? Regularly. So, But other guys, when you have 9 other guys or 8 other guys, can't because you don't count the pitching, the pitcher spot. When you have 8 other guys, you can, that guy who's your carrier can have a bad series, right? If you're a good club, other guys step up and say, hey, listen, I got to do something, man. This guy he's wearing a back brace because he's been carrying us for months, and especially in August. Maybe I can help the guy out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little. All right, boys.
By the way, I'm just looking at Salvi Perez's numbers. How is he not in the MVP talk? It is ridiculous. I mean, he's at 277, 41, and 102.
Well, he plays for KC.
Well, no,
Ohtani is going to win it. But yeah, I mean, I guess he should be top 4, right?
I mean, he's got better numbers than Ohtani, except for doubles.
I know.
Ohtani's pitching as well, Greg.
Yeah.
Well, I agree.
And you got to look at OPS, slugging. I'm sure Ohtani's higher in OPS.
Vlad would get it over him, but he had a monster week.
No, I understand. I'm just saying you're right.
He's had an awesome year. He's had a monster week to catapult that. Like he literally had 7 homers this week because Wilson just added, the 41, which is a great job by Wilson. Maybe he had 8. I swear he had 33 when it started. So he had 32 or 33. He had a 7 or 8 homer week. That's monstrous. To your point, yeah, absolutely. He falls in the top 3. Top 3, top 4.
Yeah, Vlad's having a monster year too.
Yeah, Ohtani in a landslide because of the 2-way thing. And his year is, insane. But Vlad Jr., he's in the Albert Pujols discussion. Of losing to Barry Bonds for 8 years. Like having that kind of season where you're like, man, I'm a bridesmaid. Yeah. Is it a season I had? Fuck, man, get this guy out of my league. This guy's got a hot dog neck. This guy's got hot dogs on his neck. You know what I mean? Can you get this guy out of my fucking face?
Do we got crying Seminole fans? Oh, I love it.
I hate to say it. Maybe we should have hired Prime.
And I hate the fact that I'm cheering for Notre Dame. Hate it.
Oh, Crumbs, boys.
Cheese curls delivery.
Oh, cheese balls. Oh, I love cheese balls. Yeah, I'll go.
Shocking.
No, I'll go and it's more just crumb of an at bat than it is crumb of the week. But that Bryce Harper at bat from the 3rd or 4th inning, or 4th, I forget what inning it was, where JT led off with the double and Bryce Harper down 0-1 with see you, Wilson. Oh my God, Tommy, fix this camera angle. Hello.
Yeah, you saw the cheese in my cheese right there. Thank you.
Bryce Harper decides to sack bunt or drag bunt 0-1 with a righty on the mound. What is that to sacrifice JT over to 3rd? And then, of course, we strand JT. And I know, Ruben on the broadcast is, that's just smart team baseball. No, it's not. Not for my 3-hole hitter, not for my MVP candidate, not with a right-hander on the mound. And you're only down 0-1. If you're down 0-2 and you get that pitch to go it with, then fine, right? But I need you driving a baseball. I need you to try and spark something. I know you hit the home run earlier, but we need you to drive baseballs. I don't need you to bunt and drag bunt and sack bunt. So Bryce Harper for that one at bat.
Steve Phillips has told us that he's had the least amount of guys in scoring position in all of baseball. So if you get a guy, looks like a unicorn out there. Let it eat.
Let it eat.
Let it eat.
I don't care if you pull a ball and the sack happens with a ground ball. You know what I mean? Then that's fine. But don't bunt 0-1, like the second pitch of the at bat. Come on, dude. Be the guy. And again, it's nitpicking, but as Uncle Sweeps like to say, we're a realist, right? We're gonna call it out when it's called out. And I said it right away. What the hell was that? And it was just a bad at bat, and it was a bad situation because you understand from the baseball side what was trying to happen, right? Get the runner over to 3rd base with less than 2 outs. A lot of things can happen. However, that's our middle of the lineup. I'm not doing that with the middle of the lineup. I'm doing that with Ronald Torreyes or the 8-9 hole guys to bring that to my top of the lineup. That's who I'm doing that with. I'm not doing that with my $330 million guy who's having an MVP caliber year. I want him to swing the bat.
Agreed.
And so, like you said, as a coach, I mean, that was probably his own decision. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So as a player, whether you're a coach or a player, you have to know who's, like you said, who's behind you. You got to take your shot, with yourself or with that guy.
Yeah, we're leaving Kutch in Didi's hands.
If you're a coach, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you got first and second. It's not nobody else. It's not an automatic bunt situation. Even if that guy who's up at that particular moment is a guy that can handle the bat, and it might be your best bunter. If the guy behind him is a tomato can, then there's no reason to bunt there either, because because that is an epic fail as well. You know what I mean? Where you say, "Oh, well, I just need him to put it in play, or I need a fly ball." So like you said, to your point, great point. It's just a it's a situational thing. It's an awareness thing. Know your personnel. KYP. Know your personnel. Know who's behind you. It's not Reese who was having a good power numbers before his injury.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's Didi. So I mean,
it was Kutch and Didi.
Yeah.
and granted, Kutch hit a ball hard. Didi didn't. Kutch hit a ball hard, but it was just right at the third baseman. And yeah, it happens. But that's also why I don't want my 3-hole hitter bunting. I want him to eat.
Yeah, if I have a loaded lineup, it's a different conversation, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely.
We still paid to drive the baseball, so
yeah.
Pull a ball one time.
Like late in the game, if there's no one on and we need runners, and you want to throw that bunt down the third base line to get a base runner, completely different scenario, right? You know what I mean? Like those are types of scenarios where it's okay. That's a scenario where it's not okay. He's bunting, ever.
Yeah, never. Sweets, what do you got?
I mean, I always want to land on college football, but I guess it's just until it ever becomes until they ever figure out this damn playoff thing. I mean, like I said, I can talk about that all the time. You know what I mean? Like it's just to me, it creates more parity. That's all. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, because I hear a lot of talk about, then it becomes a 17-game schedule. Like, what are you talking about? It doesn't have to be. Like, it's just like anything else in life. Like, just take the time, put some concentration in it. All right, put some work behind it. Don't be lazy about it, and fucking get it done. Find a way to get it done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe the regular season is 8. You know what I mean? And then you add the 4. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to 64. You know what I mean? Make it an even number. Make it 16. And then people will tell you, well, there's not 16 good enough teams. And I'm not arguing that right now. But there could be if you do it, right? Because the parity could happen if there's a chance to win a title. You know what I mean? Like, if I got a chance to win a title, I don't have to go to the 4 or 5 monsters or the 6 monsters. I can go to somebody else that has a chance because I know that there's not 4. There's 16, there's 12, whatever it is, whatever number they want to settle on. It's got to be something else, right? Yep. Stop being archaic. Stop being fucking missionary, and stop worrying about, I don't know, like messing up. Like you guys just can't get over yourself. Like, and like I said, it doesn't have to be 17. I'm not advocating to be the NFL. You know what I mean? They don't have to be. Like, they're student athletes. All right. I know there's, NLIs, or is that what NLI or NIL, whatever
NIL, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's happening now. So money's flowing. I get it. You know what I mean? But they shouldn't be the NFL. You know what I mean? They're amateur players. All right, so they don't need to have 17 games. Right? They're scholar athletes, and I understand people laugh at that term. You know what I mean? Like, these guys they're at monster schools. They're not students. Listen, it is what it is. They should be. I'm not saying that all of them are. You know what I mean? But so that should that I'm not saying that takes precedence, but it should. But you don't have to get into the 17-game thing. You know what I mean? It could be anywhere from like 13. It could be 13. What's wrong with 13? You know what I mean? Like I said, if you stop it at 8, you give enough time. You still have a bye week, and then you have a 3 or 4 week playoff, like some of these other divisions do. You know what I mean? And
yeah, they make it work.
Yeah, and you crown the champion that way. So, I always with college football kicking off that's probably where I'll land. That's where I'll land. And to add to that, we know, it seems like, Greg, texted last night, hey, Chipper's back, and that's where he belongs in college, and good for him. I don't hate the guy. I hated him in the NFL. I thought he was a clown, but his stuff does work in college.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great recruiter, and that kind of stuff works in college.
Mm-hmm.
But the crumb part is LSU. I love Eddie O, love the voice, love everything about him. Dude's a fucking, an old school hard nosed guy. But I mean, enough's enough. You want a title, and last year you were fucking horrible. I know some guys sat out. I get it with COVID or whatever their decisions were. You come back here, you lay an egg. As a 16th ranked team. I know you're on the road, and Chip already played one game and he's rolling. That's fine, but you got thoroughly dominated last night. And it's. It's Tommy's conference. I don't take a shot at him, but you're the SEC. You want to stick your chest out. I I gotta have a better performance out of you when you're going. When you're playing the Pac-12.
Yeah, I agree with Jesse. Chip's back. He's got a team, and
absolutely.
We know the recruiter he is, and they're going to be right on the map. But I completely agree with expanding it. I completely agree with what will create the parity there. You're going to need kids that will stay closer to home, right? Everybody goes to Alabama. Well, from everywhere, right? Well, maybe a guy will go to UCLA, right? Because it's expanded. He's got a chance to win. Like the West Coast guys maybe stay on the West Coast. East Coast guys are saying, you know what? Penn State's got a chance every year, or whatever, right? And they believe okay, Rutgers can literally sell their kids. They're like, hey, we can win. We can be a playoff team if you accept here where there's a lot of talent right here in South Jersey and North Jersey and New York. So I mean, what you would create is more money for everything. It's more money. The fact that they can't come up with this is the definition of what the Major League Baseball does. How they trip over their own feet all the time. This is what they do. What? Yeah, watch what March Madness brings in for college basketball.
It's
and
unbelievable.
You can't see that.
And how many teams have a chance?
Spot on. It's unbelievable, Tom. And you can keep the bowls. You can you can make the playoff games the bowl. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. You can
This isn't hard. This isn't hard to do.
That's what I'm saying. R&L Carrier Bowl. You know what I mean? That's a playoff game. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. Just stop doing this.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to skin that cat. You're absolutely right? That first round could be hosted at the top seeded school, right? And they get one more home game for their city and their school to bring in additional revenue. You know what I mean? You hear all these stats too, like Columbus, Ohio, during a Ohio State home game becomes the second or third largest city in Ohio. Before that, when no one's there, it's 15th. You know what I mean? Whatever the exact stat is, right? But
right. It's like that. Penn State, Happy Valley, all these places that are fucking monsters. You're getting, pre-COVID, you're getting 110. You're getting 110 in there, right? And all that money's being spent.
And imagine an atmosphere where you get a school that you normally doesn't get there, Penn State, right? Imagine a scenario where we'll use UCLA. UCLA at Penn State, first round of the playoffs. You're telling me that's not a huge game, or in Penn State? That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Gigantic.
And you get to see different teams. I love it. I'm in. Yes, absolutely.
I've been like this for I can't even tell you how many years.
Yeah,
I've been yelling and screaming exactly what Sleep said. You can make the bowl names. Your jerk off bowls can be your playoff.
Yes, absolutely.
What are we doing? You want a better product that's right in front of your face?
Yeah.
Fucking
the
nerds.
Belk Bowl. What?
Nerd City. Jay, can't wait for Sunday, brother. I mean, Thursday gets it started. Because you can root against the Cowboys. So that's always a good time.
Sorry, Tommy. Don. I didn't watch the game. I did see they won, but I didn't watch it. I was out golfing yesterday. But yes, big win for
what's up, Johnny?
For Penn State. Johnny, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I agree, John. He's a crumb of the week for me. I mean, now that's all tonight. There's a freaking there's a picture out. He's got a Lakers hat on. I mean, the guy's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
No, he is. You hit it right on the head. I hate his fucking guts. I hate his fucking face. I hate everything about him. You know what I mean? It's fucking unreal.
Sweet, you can do the Indiana deals on the table.
On your show the other night. You know what I mean? It's the guy you talked about on your show the other night. You were spot on. The guy was applauded. The guy was adored in this city, and he still is by a lot of guys that just want to fucking slurp his dick, right? But he shot a 3 against Team China. The fucking place went nuts. You know what I mean? He makes a free throw, and people go nuts, and they give golf claps. It's Hercules, a Hercules, a Hercules. You know what I mean? It's like. And you disappear in the playoffs and you fucking shrink into your shell and you expect not to get crushed. It's fucking our fault. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Fuck you. Don't let the fucking door hit you in the fucking ass, you fucking pussy.
Yep. Go anywhere you want to go. I don't even care as much now about the package back. I just don't want to see your face ever again.
Yep.
Right? Because you want to troll us. You want to troll us because you have no self-awareness. That's what you want to do. All right. We did not take a shot for 5 fourth quarters. All right. I'm so sick and tired of talking about it. The last 5 minutes of a game, you know where the pimps are, and he disappears. But he wants to fucking worry about his cars again. All right. Now he's going to get a $1.3 million fine if he doesn't come to camp. So the saga continued. I would never say it, but give me the Malcolm Brogdon deal now. You know what I mean? Just get him out of my face.
Yeah.
Get him out of my face. I really want the Aaron Fox. But send him to Sacramento. Send him to Portland. Don't even send him to one of the big West Coast cities. Send him to Purgatory. Right? Send him to Sacramento. Give me Fox back. Give me whatever. I don't even care what you give back. Just give me the Aaron Fox. I'm starting over. All right? I'm surrounding my big man with guys who can create. Guys who actually want to attempt a shot. Oh, and I know we're going to lose the defense, guys. Hey, what are we going to do? What are we going to do without his defense? I don't know. Maybe got a guy who can fucking score. It's a scoring league. You got to be able to score enough. You got to be able to attempt a shot. Come on, we're not talking about a normal basketball player here. We're talking about a guy that we were told was going to be something that he isn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like you want to be crowned a unicorn, or you want to, like you said, you want to be special. You want to fucking separate yourself from other people. But instead, everybody's argument is he's the best on-ball defender in the league. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I mean? That's nice. That's a resume stuffer. You know what I mean? Like, get out and fucking transition and fucking finish and fucking shoot. All right, the game when we played when you were fucking 6 years old, your fucking parents bought you a Fisher-Price fucking hoop or a fucking hoop you put on the fucking door and you fucking shot, right? But no, you're too much of a fucking mental midget, fucking soft pussy that you can't even fucking shoot because you're afraid to fucking fail. It's disgusting, and get the fuck out. And like Tommy said, that's probably exactly what they wanted. They want to keep fucking poking the bear, and they know we're going to be like, that just fucking give me anybody for him. Get rid of him and give me everybody. Give me Jared Dudley for Ben Simmons straight up. That's how annoying they want to be. That's how they want to keep poking us until we fucking snap.
Yep, it's snap point now. Snap. So I mean, we'll see what happens because the season starts. I believe. I believe Jake told us Saturday night on Friday when he looked up October 20th. I thought that was early.
It's a week early. You know, traditionally, beginning of November.
Yeah.
Usually my birthday is opening night.
So a little early.
Yeah, I mean, Tuesday, October 19th is the first time I see games. I just can't. I would highly doubt that these are preseason games, but there's no filter. It's just a bunch of games.
Well, whatever. It's right here is the point. And
October 19th, 20th. That's the Sixers' first game is Wednesday, October 19th.
So, I mean, it's right here where these decisions got to be made and got to be made soon. So, I don't know what the hell they're going to do or what they're going to get back, but he's definitely hurting our chances of getting what we want back by
oh my God,
by being a diva bitch. So,
and like you said, we know how we feel about picks. So, get the fucking Lillard. Hey, Daryl, get the fucking Lillard deal done now. Get it fucking done. He can take his fucking boy with him. Right? We fucking loved the pick last year. Right? Tommy screamed from the mountaintops. Love to steal at fucking 20 and love to have him here. Right? But he should be the crumb of the week too. I mean, at least that fucking agency. I know they got the same agency. They let these fucking assholes speak for them. All right, and they want to fucking be a little fucking joined at the hip like Siamese twins, and you can fucking take them both. Send them both to fucking Portland. Give me Dame. It's time to win now, and let's go.
Exactly. Do the deal. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Your back's up against it. You're running out of leverage. And send them to fucking Portland, little loser. More socks and slippers there. Listen, great show, boys.
And yeah, you're right though. Maxey is kind of guilty by association as much as it sucks. You know what I mean? Like he's unfortunately now become a part of the saga.
Yeah,
absolutely has.
And he's not like speaking out. So, like you said, perfect terminology by you. You know what I mean? Because until you either say something or make a statement, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I want out too. This is my body. It's my body. We work out together. Shut the fuck out of here too.
Go away. Listen, take care of yourself head to toe. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code HUD at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Love all their products.
Awesome.
The weed whacker, the lawnmower, the ball deodorant, so many options. Body wash, shampoo. I mean, they got everything head to toe. It's not a lie.
It's the best.
It literally is the best. Cologne, everything you need, they got you covered at Manscaped. Go use our promo code and get 20% off and free shipping. Again, with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Also, 25% off at bodycheckwellness.com. You can use the promo code, again, A2D, 25% off. Run through all the promo codes right now. La-terrain.com, and you can use promo code A2D there for 10% off. Need a new watch? Go check them out. They got a lot of cool watches over there. I like them. I like them a lot. And if you're looking to
them a lot.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change in career or brokerage, contact our guy, Alan Foy, EXP Realty, 302-682-8820. The time to sell, baby. It is the time to sell. And 2 more to go, and many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, reach out to our guy, Rob Lutman, 856-651-8117. And, of course, we had our doc on earlier, concussion month, so he wanted to bring some awareness to all that. Love having the doc on, and he's our sponsor for every Sunday, specializedphysicaltherapy.com, and you can go right here for any of the concussion information. Dash services, dash concussion. So go check it out. Go check out his website. You ever need anything specialized physical therapy wise, our doc's the GOAT. Make him yours. Boys, great show for Brian Wilson, who is no longer available. Greg Milakovic.
Calling the dinosaurs. It's calling dinosaurs.
I'm Tom Arnone. We love you all. Turn your damn alerts on. Subscribe first and then turn your damn alerts on. Let's go. We out. Let's go fucking